Okay, we're back. The clock is ticking. Pretty soon, we're going to have a game. Bisu against none other than Bruce. Korea against Russia. They are chit-chatting in the game right now.
Now, yeah, Bruce talking a little bit of game on him and trying to get him to pick Terran against him. Don't think it's going to happen, Bruce. Sorry,
I doubt it. Sorry, Bruce. Now, Bruce, I believe it was WCG Seattle. Well, actually, the World Finals held in Seattle. He did play a stage match as well.
Against Jaedong. That was pretty ugly. In fact, the saddest stage match in the history of mankind.
Yes.
Jaedong mined through on that old map, Ride of Valkyries. And Bruce just goes, oh, I thought you not know map. GG.
Okay, I think we're getting confirmation this game's going to start in a second here. Bisu against Bruce. Protoss versus Zerg on the map destination. Let's get this on.
Right. Bisu has agreed to play Bruce a TVP after this game. Too bad we can't cast that.
I believe Bisu actually started out as a Terran player.
He did, in fact. He was a Terran player, and then he decided to become the best Protoss ever. By the way, G5 beat him PVT to show how good his Terran was.
Yeah, G5 also very talented. Non-Korean player from the United States. We have Bisu spawning at the north. At the south, it's going to be Bruce. Now, this is a one-on-one map, which means they don't have to scout all over the map to find the opposing player.
But you know what? Bisu might want to do that anyways because we have no idea what Bruce is going to do, man. He might be putting a hatchery in Bisu's main for all we know. He's going to have something crazy planned. And I really can't wait to see what it is because I do not think we're going to see a straight-up ZVP against the best, the revolutionist of PvZ, Bisu.
Right. He plays very, very standard. He's just very good at what he does. Bisu always gets those defenses up in the last second. And here we go. Some Russian fans out there rooting for Bruce.
And you know what? I got to go with them, man. I really want Bruce to take this game. That would be the king of all upsets, I think.
Well, you know, we've seen it before here at the World Cyber Games. Koreans losing in huge upsets to non-Koreans. You see the Panberg guy briefly. Overlord probe.
Yeah, and Bisu scouting pretty quickly down there.
There's
no reason not to, really.
Chinese Bisu fans in the audience.
Bisu, very serious about this game.
Very serious
After that
guy.
IEF disappointment where he did not make it out of this group along with effort. You know, I think that he's going to take foreigners a bit more seriously this time.
Well, the non-Korean scene has been getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
And StarCraft just gets more attention internationally.
That's
so
true.
it's getting a little bit tougher. There was a period in time where a Korean could pretty much show up and play the game with his feet.
That's true.
Sometimes they didn't bother plugging the mouse in, you know.
The dark years is what I like to say about that.
Yep, I think things have really changed.
And look at that, Bruce talking
some trash talk going on here.
Nice. Look at that. The crowd actually
trash
going
talking the
wild.
probe here, and you can see they're having some fun.
Yeah, he's smiling.
In this
man.
game.
He's like, "Where's Kespa? Shouldn't this guy be disqualified?"
Yeah,
no.
I don't know what the rules are actually about talking in games where we've seen
WCG.
chit chat before. I don't know if you. I assume you don't get kicked because I know you talked in the Seattle game. Forge is finished. Here's the Nexus. Now, obviously, Bruce, since he went spawning bolt first, is going to be hatching some Zerglings. He'll get those cannons up just in time, unless there's some error here.
Speed, it looks like. So
yeah,
should be all right on that. And you know what I would really like to see though would be instead of speed, burrow. I don't know if you've seen any games like that. Every now and then,
every once in a
will
while
go burrow and
it's
pop
actually
the
quite
Zerglings
good.
over the back.
Yes. In fact, I was actually playing a practice game against Louder a little while ago. Using that trick, it's quite strong.
It can be.
The problem is, you know, sometimes that strategy is a little unstable because you're essentially trying to glitch probes through. Zerglings through a small area.
You have to get it done pretty quickly, and you need to kill the scouting probe. That's pretty important too.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised he's not chasing that.
Yeah.
And you know, some handsome nerds. Look at these handsome casters. There's the Korean ones. We're of course 3 seats down. And I love watching this this main commentator cast. He's so good in front of that camera.
He really is, man. He has fun.
Did sneak that probe through there.
Yep, right through that Zergling.
Yep.
And we still see no speed. So it is a possibility still that he is. Oh, there's the speed. Never mind.
Oh, they got their
no
Nikes on. Those Zerglings are going pretty fast now. What are those drones doing? My God. Okay, thank you.
He's rallying behind the minerals or something?
I don't know.
Trying to catch the probe?
That
I'm
just
not
made
really
my
too
head
sure
hurt.
about that. Hides a hatchery back there or something? I don't know, man.
I have no clue.
But he is going to hatchery something or other because he's got his drones back on gas there. So we see Bisu already throwing up the cybernetic score. and he pretty much sees exactly what Bruce is doing. Some sort of 2 hatchery all-in maneuver maybe. But look at this, actually a 3rd hatchery. So he is just going to expand again, and we never see Zergs go into that location as their 3rd base on this map.
I got to agree with you. I really expected something that would end the game more quickly coming from Bruce here, and it looks like he might actually go in for a longer game. Now maybe he has something up his sleeve.
You know what? Maybe, and there's a layer too. So this is just kind of a quick, little bit of a quick layer. But I'm thinking maybe he has the speedlings. He can stop Bisu from scouting, and maybe Bisu's thinking, oh my God, this guy's gonna all in me. Of course he is. Okay. But in fact, he expanded the spot that Bisu is not used to seeing Zergs expand to. Zergs always take the other one. It's very easily defendable. It has a 4th base behind it.
Oh yeah.
So actually, this is like a really tricky, weird maneuver by Bruce. And will it pay off? I'm not really sure, but I like to see something different like this come out on this map.
Well, I'm curious about this as well. Now, the problem with Bruce's strategy is that while it might be effective in the mid game, if it goes to the late game and Bisu manages to stop him from getting a 4th base, he's going to suffer tremendously. And we see the Hydralisk Den, again, very standard player from Bruce, showing us that he knows how to play standard with Protoss and Zerg.
Yeah, he has played, as I was saying, the other races a bit more since he became a standard a team leader. So, he has some experience in this matchup. And so, hopefully he will actually have a pretty tight build order planned here, because if it's not tight, man, Bisu's just going to roll him over with just superior mechanics.
Okay, again, the Panda Bear guy slowly moving towards Bisu's base.
He's all over the place, man. He's
showing a little bit of favoritism here. He wants to copy his build orders.
He should rush to Parasite. Parasite that little guy, send him in the base.
I know, man.
And Bisu knows about the curse. We can't be killing him.
He does know about the Panda Bear guy curse. Anybody who's killed that little Panda Bear on the map tends to lose, except for one exception back in GOM TV Season 3. Now this Corsair is scouting Bruce's base, very standard. He can take out Overlords, but the main role of the Corsair is really to just fly around and say, okay, what exactly is going on here?
And what is going on here? Maybe he's going to try to snipe probes in the back or something?
Yeah, it looks like he's hit the Overlord at the top right, so he's going to morph lurkers and try to deal a lot of damage to these not a bad strategy.
That could be it, but I'll tell you what, and if Bruce does this, he gets +5 points from me. If he does the little unburrow trick and hops Hydras over, I'm going to giggle and wiggle.
You're going to wiggle and giggle?
Giggle and wiggle, man. I'm going to get so happy.
Well, he does have the cannons in his main. You can see Bisu playing a little bit more cautious because it is very common for non-Korean players and playing against Korean players to try to do something to end the game quickly, because the longer the game goes on, the APM starts to pay off for the Korean players. They're usually faster, a bit more consistent.
The lesser mistakes, all sorts of
spotted. It looks like the Corsair does know Bisu's trying to figure out what's going on. He does take a glance. He sees the other Hydras over here. Yep. He's probably going to start making a lot more cannons.
Yeah, we might be seeing, in fact, some sort of drop going on. But, oh, look at that. Morphing a Lurker Egg right where Bisu can see it. Still a little bit unsure as to exactly what's going on, but maybe
I think it's possible that when it hatches, it might move through the mineral patches.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty sneaky, actually.
But we have no Overlords over at the 3rd base, and DTs are moving out, so Bruce has got to be careful.
Oh!
Look at that! Hops it over! And Candy Burrow! Oh! God, that was so close. And Bruce with his TT.
That, of course, is a crying face if you're not familiar with. Oh, and by the way, DT's inside the main here, taking out a lot of drones.
Real TTO. 4 kills for that. 6 kills on that Dark Templar. 7 drones down. 1 lurker wasted. Wow, I'm feeling really bad for Bruce here, man. He's trying to do some sneaky stuff, not working out for him quite yet.
Okay, so far things are not working out for Bruce.
I tell you what, those Zealots, perfect positioning, surrounded that lurker, killed it just before it went invisible.
Well, I'm not sure if Bruce has a backup plan. I do think the strategy was actually quite smart to try to glitch lurker up there. Clearly it actually worked. But like I said, I mean, it's really
already the
really
observatory is up for Bisu, so I don't know, man.
I think he's going to try to
try to glitch another one up perhaps.
I don't think there's much time, actually.
Yeah, I think Bisu's getting angry. He's about ready to kill Bruce now. Bruce's 3rd base, almost no drones is natural. He's had to re-drone, gives him lesser unit count. I don't know, man.
I don't know about
Bisu
this.
is going to be able to put on a ton of pressure that Bruce is really not going to be prepared to deal with. These Zealots are just going to plow through that third base.
Yeah, I don't see this third base as having any defense whatsoever, and I still don't know what's going on with these lurkers. That one lurker in the Idolist up there. We can see the second colony is going to finish. Nope, not going to finish, actually. It's going to be canceled.
By hatchery.
And look, I mean, this actually makes it very, 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 very difficult for the Zerg to come back from, because when you're even in bases in a Zerg versus Protoss, the Zerg is the one that's going to suffer. Protoss, you know, if they're even in bases, all they got to do is defend well, and they're going to win. That's the way the Zerg economy goes. You got to be the one taking the map, playing defensively, eyeballing your opponent, and in this case, it looks like Bisu is just running around, dealing damage wherever he sees fit. Now actually going towards the main, no, backs up.
Not going to be able to break that quite yet, but you know, it's 2 base versus 2 base. Bruce's economy has already been hurt, and in fact, Bisu is taking a third and throwing up some cannons there. Bruce has done basically no damage. I mean, he's injured a few Zealots, but that is just about that. I don't know, man. There's pretty much no way for him to win. I mean, Jaedong himself cannot come back from here against Bisu.
No, I just don't think it's possible at all. You know, he's lacking in workers, he's lacking in an army, he's lacking in basically everything.
Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to make it so units are damaged as they rally out or something, maybe hop something over, I don't know. But here come the Zealots to clean this up. And, poor Bruce.
Well, unfortunately, you know, these are lurkers which could have been used to actually defend. And that's not going to be the case here.
It looks like Bisu wants to mine some minerals from there, but not going to happen. Those are all 0 patches.
Well, these patches are empty. Basically, what the map makers did is they wanted to have another route out of your base that you could only get to by actually using probes to make a hole there.
Yeah.
It's a great map, actually.
Yeah, so many
Very
different
dynamic.
little things to do. Look at that. The probes versus a lurker. Finally, Bruce does some damage. 5 probes down.
Yep, 5 kills there.
Yep. And it looks like Bisu, I mean, he's getting so many units. If you look at the mini-map just for a moment, so much white moving around. Bruce just sitting on 2 base, trying to take his third again with no defenses over there. As soon as it's found, it'll be killed.
I mean, even if you take a look at our unit counting station down here, at the bottom right, I mean, 126 supply to 60. At this point in time, Bisu essentially doubling his Russian opponent in resources, excuse me, in units.
You're going for a Spire now. I'm not sure how much that's going to help against Archons plus High Templars. But, you know, he's got to try something. So I guess let's just wait and see what Bruce has planned for his finale before exiting.
Okay.
Waiting for this to finish, maybe?
We do see Bruce actually going to lose another expansion over here. And, again, the problem for him right now is that he's stuck. He's stuck inside of his base. It's really not a whole lot he can do.
Yeah, you know, maybe he's just upgrading drop or something. He's got to do some really crazy thing to try to catch up in some way. But the thing is, if he moves his units out of his main, and observers see those moving, and I don't know if those have units in them or not. I'm thinking they might, because what else would he be doing right now?
Well, sometimes you can see people do the fake drop, but I don't think that's going to happen in this case either. Bisu, actually, it's pretty easy for him to win from here.
Yeah, he's just actually running around all the defenses in the front, the Sunkens, the Lurkers, and he can actually just run up the back of Bruce's base. So,
oh, this actually is going to be really bad for Bruce.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy's going to do now, man.
Oh, boy.
Look at that, a lot of drones over there. Bring an observer and get some 20-kill storms.
Yeah, I don't think, is Bisu aware that his mineral patches might not? He is. He's going to move up there, and he's going to try to plow through. Nice storms here. Actually, that was not a nice storm.
Yeah, that was actually
the worst storm of WCG.
Good work, Bisu. But Bruce is not going to be able to stop this, I don't think.
I think this should be GG. Unless, I mean, it'll take a miracle right now for Bruce to stop this. He's going to walk his units up here. And, you know, when he gets to the main here, this is where most of the tech buildings are, the den, the Evo, spawning pool. So, you know, he'll be able to take that out with ease.
And, you know, it's beginning to look like a computer base building some Sunkens in the main like that. Poor Bruce, man. This has been a kind of embarrassing game, I think, but it's Bisu, so how embarrassing can it really be?
Yeah, somewhat of a humiliating loss here, but I mean, yeah, like you said, what can you really expect?
Yeah,
it is Bisu.
You should see all the foreigners have been losing the Koreans, man. We just slump our shoulders. Everyone just looks at each other and slumps their shoulders. It's like a bunch of eyes just talk to each other, man. It's great.
Okay, Bruce is going to try to put up a fight, but I don't know what else he can actually do. Bruce is going to be stuck inside of his base. Protoss can actually secure the area behind the other expansion and just keep storming it, so there's really nothing that our Russian player can win.
How?
How? Well, it probably had something to do.
Bruce does love to do a talk during stage match, man. I think you're good.
I think
well,
he's
thank
right.
You, Bruce.
GG. Good game. All right. Pretty straightforward game, pretty textbook game from Bisu. I do like that strategy early on from Bruce, but hey, that lurker got stopped.
Yeah.
And he did not
Three
have.
Exhaust, just tooled him right before he cloaked.
He does not have a backup plan.
Yeah, it's, you know,
ouch.
What can I say, man? Bruce, he tried something a little bit different. Didn't work out for him. He was never expecting to be able to actually beat Bisu. You know, just having a good time here at WCG with his buddies.
And you know what? I think that does it for this game. Really, I don't know what else to say about it. It was pretty straightforward. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We do have another StarCraft game coming up here in a little bit.
Better game.
I think it's going to be much closer.
Yeah.
And by the way, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Quad V, for helping us out here.
Yes. Check them out. They have a lot of other streams going on. So you definitely want to check that out. And also, of course, on GameNet.
Yep, on GameNet.
NeoTV.cn.
Yep. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have all this commentary without these guys, so we do appreciate it. And this is going to obviously be a win for Bisu. You can see the fans are going wild. It is packed down here. By the way, I think this is the largest convention hall that WCG has ever rented out.
Yeah, it is huge. Big, man. It's like almost as big as BlizzCon, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it might be the same size convention
Not
center.
Quite as many people in here, but, you know, a really good crowd nonetheless, as you can see from that shot right there.
Well, up next, PJ on his home turf against Dimaga from Ukraine.
Important match. Might decide who advances.
Yes, absolutely. Two very talented players. Don't go anywhere. This is Tasteless and Artosis. We'll be back in just a little bit.